Hello and welcome on into this Monday's edition of Movie News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin. Our other co-host is John Christopher Walsh, who's munching on a Kit Kat at the moment.
And talking about Tom Ford. Good.
Why not? That's what this show is all about, talking about Kit Kats and everything else in between.
I'm fucking obsessed with colognes just now. It's strange.
We are going to be
it's really weird.
I think we'll give a little update actually, John, because I couldn't be bothered putting a graphic together to put in the community tab.
You said you were going to do
that.
Yeah,
I said I was going to do it, but I didn't.
We're going to do a video as well.
We're going to be doing the Gangs of Wasseypur Part 2 very shortly. Hi Matthew, how you doing?
How you doing?
We're going to be recording that and hopefully getting it out this week. So we're going to be doing only one topic tonight, and that topic tonight is all about Harrison Ford. And a little bit of short round on the side as well later on. But John, D23 Expo obviously happened and Harrison Ford was there. You've seen the video, I've not seen the video.
I have.
And Harrison Ford confirms Indiana Jones 5 will be his franchise finale. Well, 80 it should be his finale, I think.
Steve, we'll speak about something.
We'll go out in a high, I think, hopefully.
We'll speak about that headline
during
his franchise finale.
Yeah, I know.
He is the fucking franchise.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
During this year's D3 Expo, Ford took to the stage to confirm to attendees what may have suspected all along, that this latest outing as the famous whip-cracking archaeologist will be his last. During the Lucasfilm panel, Ford introduced a sizzle reel of upcoming Indiana Jones adventure and cracked a joke about ending his tenure in the fan favourite role, leaving no doubt as to his intentions. The 80-year-old Ford quipped, "This is it. I will not fall down for you again. I will not fall down again." So
you
John,
find him. What was it he says? Who killed my wife?
Yeah.
I didn't kill my wife.
I can guarantee there's that.
I don't care.
There's a YouTube compilation of all the Harrison Ford finger.
Did he do it
in
What Lies Beneath?
Well, he did it in. I know he did it in Star Wars, didn't he?
Oh, he did. Yes.
Yeah, I think it might have been Empire Strikes Back. He did
What Lies Beneath, such a good movie. Is that Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, it's a fantastic.
It's brilliant.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's a Robert Zemeckis film.
It may very well be. We
but
were speaking about Bob Zemeckis.
Such a great film. Yeah, we were talking about him yesterday. Yeah.
Bobby Zemeckis. Yeah. What was it we were talking about?
I think it was a film we were looking at, and he was the director, but I can't remember what it was. Can't remember. I think it was a Tom Hanks related one, because he works with Tom Hanks quite a bit. I can't remember, John.
What was it?
It might not have been, I'm not sure.
Was it not Goldie Hawn? Mel Gibson?
It was. We were looking at Goldie Hawn because we were doing a trailer reaction for Glass Onion, yeah. And obviously Kate Hudson's in that. So
she's the daughter of Goldie Hawn, and I looked at her and I'm like, she looks like
Goldie
Hawn.
She is. She's an absolute ringer, John. You're absolutely right. For a young Goldie Hawn, two fabulous actors in my book, anyway.
Yeah, Goldie's not done a lot of movies either. We kind of discussed that. No. She's done maybe about 15-20 movies, which is not a lot for someone of her vintage.
Yeah. Last film I saw her in, she was in with Kurt Russell, it was The Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2.
Last film I seen her in was the one where she played the dead wife. She had a shotgun blast to her abdomen. The
one with Bruce Willis and Meryl Streep,
Yes.
Yeah, 92 film.
Enjoyed that movie quite a bit.
That was a fantastic movie, John.
Yeah,
that might have been it. I think that was the Bob Zemeckis film.
That was the Bob Zemeckis film.
There we go. Yeah. We've rounded it off. We've done our Billy Connolly and came back full circle to what we were talking about.
Does it a lot better,
which was Robert Zemeckis, but technically that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Harrison Ford. John, you've seen the video. I can only read what's here.
We were speaking about another Zemeckis movie, I tell you that right now.
How was he saying that? How did he say that line though about this?
He didn't say that during. Well, he may have said it during the stage appearance at D23, but the video I watched, he was basically speaking about, we've brought you a tremendous movie here. This movie's fantastic. He then starts getting emotional, speaking about how what's always made Indiana Jones movies so special is they have a lot of heart.
Yeah.
They're in the midst of the fun adventure. And the sort of swashbuckling nature of Indiana Jones is great heart, brilliant human condition storytelling, but it also kick you in the ass. And he get upset, Stephen.
John, I can actually think of a scene where that is very true. Throughout The Last Crusade, Sean Connery's character Henry refuses to call Indiana because that was the dog's name. His name was Henry Junior, wasn't it? But he called him Junior throughout. Junior. You call him that. But I think when Indiana was trying to reach for that chalice at the end, and he couldn't reach it. He knew any longer and he was going to die. And I think Henry reached out to him and went, Indiana, to grab his attention. It was a great moment. Fantastic scene.
The moment is the little moment with the umbrella. With the words off the birds.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Round to Indy, and Indy gives a little look as if you're all fucking right, actually.
Yeah, you're not.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're not over the hill yet.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit little moments like that, Stephen. It's got great heart. That's what for me makes Indiana Jones so special. The character, obviously, the title of lead. You've got Harrison Ford just bringing that character to life. It's larger than life. Swashbuckling. It's like Harrison Ford's take of Han Solo, but on steroids. There's something about that title lead character that's not been done. There's been a lot of fucking failed attempts, let's be honest. Nick Cage's National Treasure was a take on it. It failed. You've had various ones, the sort of Dora the Explorer for kids.
The Mummy. But
Brendan Fraser
was good.
It was good, but he wasn't Harrison Ford. There's been failed attempts at this character, but nothing has really captured the magic of those 80s movies. I think maybe one into the 90s as well.
1990,
1990.
Yeah.
It's that, but then it is the heart. Yeah. It's the heart that it's punchy. The movie's punchy. It's frenetic.
It's funny you say that, John, about that period in the franchise for the first 3 films, and very much like Star Wars, I always maintained if they were going to continue on it should have been into the mid 90s to round it off. So Indy 4 maybe came out maybe 92, 93, and then the final one, the one we're talking about now, came out maybe 96 or something like that. It's just that period. But I get actors don't want to commit themselves to the one franchise. Harrison Ford is in a position to know that experience through the Star Wars franchise, not to overstay your welcome. He wanted to bail out after the second performance, Empire Strikes Back, kill him off. And I get that, right. And I think he was probably thinking that way by the third film in Indiana Jones. When they did the Last Crusade, was time to move on and do other things, and they did some great things, let's be honest.
He did, yeah. Stephen, he's one of the great actors of his generation. I actually think he's underrated. I don't think he gets enough respect.
He's still not got an Academy Award. It's unbelievable.
Still not getting an Academy Award. He's one of the truly great sort of performative chameleon actors. The guy can do everything. He can do swashbuckling adventure, dystopian sci-fi, he can do romantic stuff, he can do thriller, action, he can play fucking presidents,
he can fly planes
and land them on golf courses. and get up with just a scratch in his arm and carry on. This guy can do it all, and he could do it all. He'd done the horror. He played the sort of foreboding, but ultimately psychopathic husband figure in What Lies Beneath.
But how he did that, how he performed in that film, and I've seen that for the first time, not knowing the twist, John.
I need to watch
you
that
would
movie
never
again.
Detect that he was the actual villain of the movie. Just the way he portrays himself.
Electrocutor at the end and everything.
And
Just
drown her,
what a change.
I think he tries to drown her slowly in the bath, doesn't he?
He does,
That's a horrendous thing to do.
Yeah, he was an evil bastard, but again, that's the performance from.
Obviously,
If you get Matthew in the chat, evil bastards, you'll know what I'm talking about, Matthew, won't you? You shouting that at the football.
I think as well, John. You talked about Richard Kimball as well. One of the great films of the early 90s, The Fugitive, based on the television series. Normally, those things don't pan out the way they should be if it's coming from TV onto film. It worked in a big way. In fact, it superseded expectations in terms of its story and its characters. And Tommy Lee Jones is a big part of that as well. He was fantastic in that film. But Harrison Ford playing Dr. Richard Kimball, for me, another side, a naivety, a scared man on the run. Obviously traumatised with his wife's death, the way she died, and then him being accused of murdering his wife. I did not kill my wife.
I don't care.
An amazing film. But as you say, John, the range that Harrison Ford's got, for him to come back and do this, he doesn't have to come back and do this.
And he has done franchises.
Yeah.
He has. He done Star Wars. He done Indiana Jones. Patriots. Was that what it was called?
He did a couple of
it's the same character.
And what was it called? Clear and Present Danger.
Yeah,
I think that was it.
And then there was another one, wasn't there?
Patriot Games. Yeah,
Patriot Games. So
it was the same character. I think.
Yeah.
Someone else took over the character role, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I can't remember who it was. So he's done franchises. This isn't a guy who's been scared to commit to a couple of movies. He's not like, say, fucking Daniel Day-Lewis, or even I don't know. Best examples I'm trying to think of here. You know the actors.
Christian Bale, apart from Batman, he doesn't really do franchises, does he?
You've got actors who just flat out refuse to commit to the same character over 2, 3, 4 movies. It'd be fair to Harrison, he's done that. He's played 4 movies as Han Solo. He's now played potentially, well, I mean, you can't say potentially, you may not like The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but it is a fucking Indiana Jones movie.
Blade Runner as well, John.
Blade Runner, twice.
Yeah.
He's come back. So this is a guy who has dabbled with franchises in various ways over the course of his career.
Jack Ryan, it was, John.
Jack Ryan, and it was who was it that played him again? Jack Ryan.
I don't know. I'd have to.
I can
I'd have
see
to know
his
the
face.
actor,
I think he was in that game.
Film,
I think he was in the movie Games Night.
Yeah.
The serial killer movie Games Night.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Surya Pratam Sidpathi, for giving us that little, I never know what to call them, tit donation. We don't get enough of them to really get the lingo down. It's always appreciated. Thank you very much.
John, I'm actually I'm just looking at Harrison Ford's actual filmography here, and there was a
that
period.
Guy there, Stephen? It wasn't. No,
it was Jason Bateman.
No, it wasn't. Something that looks like him, though.
Yeah,
Somebody that looks like him.
I'm not sure.
Jack Ryan. I'm going to search Jack Ryan up.
Yeah. I mean, there definitely is I think a third film, but it was not Harrison Ford that played.
No, we'll get bogged down with this.
But John, I'm going to rhyme these off from the mid-80s, after obviously Star Wars and Indiana Jones, which obviously propelled the actor. We had Witness, which is a fantastic film. The Mosquito Coast, Frantic, Working Girl. He went back to do The Last Crusade, Presumed Innocent, Regarding Henry, Patriot Games, as you said, The Fugitive.
Stephen, the Jack Ryan film franchise encompasses The Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger. So he'd done it.
Some of All Fears was Ben Affleck.
Yeah. And then it's Chris Pine that came in and did it.
Yeah.
So he's actually done another trilogy. So this guy, he definitely is someone who likes to dabble in franchises, which is a bit of an outlier for an actor of his class.
Yeah.
You usually find these sort of guys who can do drama performances, they turn their noses up at committing to characters like this. But this is a guy, and I think this is what makes him so dear to a lot of people's hearts, is the fact he is such a brilliant actor. Acclaimed, can do really good drama stuff, but then he will sit in and play a character for multiple movies, maybe John, more mainstream.
I'm looking at one right now, Sabrina, a very light, airy film.
Yeah.
Devil's Own with Brad Pitt, Air Force One, which we've both seen. Gary Oldman.
Loved that. Yeah, it was a
6
great
Days, 7 Nights. In fact, the actress, she sadly passed away.
Did she?
Yeah, not that long ago. It was in that film.
Wasn't her that fucking...
Anne
Ed-
Heche, the car
Anne Heche,
crash,
yeah, that was crazy,
yeah,
by
it
the way.
was horrendous.
Fuck me, I remember watching the video after she'd been taken to hospital. She got the same car as me. Actually, has she got the same car? Maybe in a Clubman version, but she had a Mini Cooper Sport. She's fucking doing 90 mile an hour down this little residential street.
Yeah.
I could not believe how quickly she was going. Stephen, you know me, I like my speed.
Yeah.
But I'm a sensible driver. I like to think. I would never dream of driving any car the way she was driving it. That whole situation was fucking tragic and strange. She had her demons, and also sad she passed away.
Yeah. And then you've got K19, the Widowmaker, John. What Lies Beneath. And then
K19, The Widowmaker was another great movie. Again, this is a guy who can do these sort of war movies. He can do these strange sort of fucking Amish people movies. He can do romantic movies. He can do action. He can do just, as I said, dystopian sci-fi stuff. The guy really has everything in his locker. But Stephen, for me, getting back to Indiana Jones, he made that character his own. I think we've both seen the Letterman interview from the 1980s, where he asked him.
Tom Selleck.
Be fair to say that the movies would have been different if Tom Selleck was cast as Indiana, and he just turns to the crowd, dry as fuck, and says, "Well, yeah," and looks back as if, "What are you even asking me here?" He made that character his own, and much like Han Solo, the sort of 2 degrees of separation, I'll call it, because it's 2 characters and 2 franchises. It's not 5 like Kevin Bacon, where you can connect every living fucking person in history to him. But they seem to be inexorably, is that the right word? Linked. Similarities. Cast potentially to multiple big hitting actors that we know and love these days, like Christopher Walken, Kurt Russell.
Like Stallone and Rambo and Rocky. We always be, connected to those 2 characters, John. It's funny. There's
so many opportunities for other actors to go in and maybe make that their own, and it just chance gave it to Harrison Ford, and he really has made it synonymous. You can't think of anyone else. And Stephen, that goes back to that headline. Sorry, I'm butting in here. He's finished with the franchise after this. The franchise is finished after Harrison Ford walks away after this 5th movie. They simply cannot be allowed to turn this into another fucking Die Hard, where you've got younger versions getting recast. This is Harrison Ford's character. It's his movies. End it. It's done.
I think they will, John.
No spin-offs with fucking other characters.
For it to end and not to be remade sometime in the future will be down to Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. That's one of the reasons probably that Harrison Ford was, top of the list, was through George Lucas. He knew his capabilities. Well, he obviously had a good personal relationship with Steven Spielberg as well in those days.
They were the people to begin with.
And it's one of those unique situations, and you mentioned it, John, it's one of those unique situations where the actor is on even keel with the director and the producers. He's not an underling to them, and they're certainly not an underling to him. They're on equal measure. That's the calibre of acting you're getting from a Harrison Ford figure. It's going to be sad, John, to see the end of this franchise, but I think after we see the film, I think because they know it's the last one as well, I think it's going to be good.
Steve, we discussed that.
4 was just a bridge too far from the 3rd one, I think.
Something crawling on my leg and it's fucking worrying me.
I'll be honest with you, I think Harrison Ford, and he's probably been honest in interviews as well, I think he enjoys playing this character more than he did Han Solo. I think because there's more scope to this character. These adventures could go on and on and on. I know we get River Phoenix playing the young one, the young version of him in the sort of flashback scenes in The Last Crusade, which I think intentionally was going to be River Phoenix coming in and doing the TV series, Indiana Jones Chronicles or something I think they were called at the time, the TV series. That would have been amazing with him. But obviously
that's a guy that I've simply not seen anything of, and I'm slightly bewildered.
John,
why
not? Probably Stand By Me. I would probably start with that.
Such a fucking cool guy, just for me typified that 90s vibe.
Yeah.
Kind of punkish, they're out there living life to the absolute max. Obviously
good
linked to Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was performing at the club,
the Viper Club. It was his club.
It was his club. He was performing. And Stephen, what came out about Johnny in the aftermath of that it tells me the measure of the man. It speaks volumes about the type of character Johnny was even back then. In the height of his fame, this guy was like the fucking heartthrob, early 20s something. Everybody wanted to be around about the guy. He's performing live. He didn't even know it was River Phoenix that died. who had collapsed in the club, and he actually phoned the hospital up to ask how he was doing or something like that. He phoned someone up, how was that guy doing? That shows you the humanity of him. Then obviously he discovered who it was and shook him.
Yeah.
But
Joaquin was there that time as well. I think he actually witnessed his brother dying.
It's fucking horrendous. And by all accounts they could have saved him. I think they could have saved him. I think there was some delay on Rivers' part. That is what his name is. River, isn't it? It's not Rivers, or is it River? River Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think he delayed. He thought he was maybe alright. And then also, but we're not going to get bogged down with that. There's too much fucking depressing shit going on in our press over here just now about certain pop cultural events, which we're not going to get into.
Back to that, John, that appearance from River Phoenix was, I think at some point they must have considered, we need to think of the future of the franchise, and we need to get a calibre actor and a younger actor to come in and step into these shoes and do it in an organic way that the audience are going to accept. They're going to accept that it's not Harrison Ford now, we're going back the way we're doing prequels. I think that was the intention. I think George Lucas, obsessed with prequels, that was what they were preparing to do.
And it's easy to forget, maybe film. It's easy to forget how old Harrison was back then. He wasn't like a young guy. Like the guy was in his late 30s, 40s.
Yeah. When he started it,
But when he started it, by the end of maybe the third movie, he's in his mid-40s.
Well, yeah, I would say.
In his 50s. Yeah. So he wasn't like a young guy, like 20-something guy who's got fucking great longevity. So you're absolutely right, he says. They were probably toying around with the idea of recasting, even back then, and doing something different with the franchise, because it has been another 30 years it's passed though. And he's played the character again, and they've tried it with Shia LaBeouf, and it never fucking worked.
They tried it with Solo as well, John, and no harm to the actor playing the young Solo or anything like that. I think he did a good job, and it was a good film. It was a good film. We both enjoyed it, but it's that way. There's never going to be another Han Solo. Never. It's not. No. Nobody's going to buy into it.
It's too late.
I think it's the same for this franchise as well, John. I'm just going to a little thing. It's the same topic we're talking about anyway. Indiana Jones 5, and there was a bit of a reunion with one of the actors, Ke Huy Quan. Now, I remember him when he was called Jonathan, when he was in the Goonies.
Jonathan?
Yeah, I don't know what the story is there. Obviously, he's an actor. They can use whatever name they
I think myself, Dean, he's probably took on a stage name like Long John Silver, George Parasol, Paul Ramon,
Paul McCharmley.
You know what they do, man. They change their names.
This is a 30 years in the making, getting these both actors together. Short Round, as we know him in Temple of Doom.
Yeah,
great actor, John. I thought he brought some kind of energy and bounce to the franchise with the second instalment. It probably wasn't there in the first one. First one was more about obviously Indy, and I can't remember what was the character's name. The girl, I can't remember her name, but she came back for the fourth film anyway.
Yeah.
But bringing him in, it was another dimension. He was quick-witted, full of energy, humour, and both of them worked off each other very much like Harrison Ford and John Boyega in The Force Awakens. John, they had that sort of banter going between the both of them, great chemistry. That's what I got from obviously these two actors that we can see in the picture here.
Steve, you look at that photograph, you're speaking about humanity, the measure of a person. Joaquin Phoenix, Johnny Depp with the death of River Phoenix, sort of want to find out how the person is. I get that from Harrison Ford as well. You see this guy having reunions with people he's not met in 20 odd years, and it's like he's fucking just met. It's been like 5 minutes. He strikes up a great accord with him. He starts discussing. You've seen it with Peter Mayhew, who was like
the Walk of Fame as well.
The Walk of Fame, Mark Hamill. But Peter Mayhew is the one that stands out, Stephen. He wasn't like an A-list Hollywood actor. This guy was like a fucking. He was pretty much an extra.
He was a hospital porter.
I mean, he was in a suit. Didn't obviously have a huge part in Harrison's life, but when he passed away, you seen it. It moved him. So this is a brilliant guy, Harrison. I genuinely, it's going to be a sad fucking day when we start losing guys like this, because you don't replace these kind of figures. And we've been speaking about that as well, Stephen. It's just the nature of the beast. We're getting to that time now where you're starting to lose some Titanic figures. We've got some big personalities, Clint Eastwood, Mel Brooks, guys like that are still hanging around, but they're getting to that dodgy age. You just simply do not replace these guys when they start to go, and it's fucking scary times. I'm not saying Harrison's ready to go by any means. I think he's in his late 70s, 80s. He's not as old as Mel Brooks or Clint.
Just turned 80,
Just turned 80, so he's got a long time, hopefully still left. But I think this guy's in a really good spot in his life just now. He seems to be contented. He's flying his planes. He's doing his carpenter work. And he's just making movies for himself. And that's the best fucking place to be as an actor. When you're younger and you're fighting it and you're trying to get the big roles to sustain a living, you're a different beast. when you start getting to this guy's age, you've had a fucking career, you're renowned as an actor. You can just do it for the love of it and really bring the passion to things like this. Stephen, that's why, getting back to what you says, I'm getting sidetracked here. You're going to speak about Ke Huy Quan. This is why I think Indiana Jones 5 is going to be a success. Because it's got all of the moving components working in its favour. A brilliant director in James Mangold. An undoubtedly brilliant producer in Kathleen Kennedy, regardless of what you want to say. Was it her and Frank Marshall worked on the first 2-3 movies? She has been linked to Indiana Jones through the good and the bad. You've got Harrison Ford trying his damnedest to get out on a high with this character. It's a character, as you says, he's also had a connection with. Loved more than the likes of Han Solo and stuff like that. And just the concept that's floating around that I'm hoping is fucking true. Operation Paperclip. Nazi scientists being picked up by the Soviet Union, the US, the space race. It's almost like the beginning of the Cold War. There's like a fucking quasi-war going on trying to get to the moon. And you've got these scientists, nefarious in the background, maybe playing the villain.
In terms of the timeline, John, it would make sense because Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was the tail end of World War II in the 1940s, and then obviously Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was the 50s. Shia LaBeouf was the rocker, wasn't it? The bike, James Dean type look. And so this would be the 60s. Would that
be the 60s,
be right?
That would be right, early 60s. Obviously Kennedy says we'll get to the moon and be the end of the 60s or something.
I was right,
He was right, he wasn't there to see
Unless
it though.
That was a studio.
Stanley Kubrick.
You can see the strings, people.
No, I believe they went them in, Stephen. The high-powered lasers can track down the sites.
Called a Death Star.
A Death Star.
Mwah. Mwah. Million.
1 million.
Dr. Evil, folks, sorry.
Seth Green.
I wasn't clear there.
Wasn't it? Played his
Scott. Scott Evil.
Always put me in mind of Eminem for some reason. I don't know why. Eminem did something like that, I think, in Without Me, where it was like him and his mother.
Yeah.
And it was just fucking great. I heard that song the other day. Oh man, I love it. Honestly. I just there's something about Eminem, but in the early 2000s, late 90s, he was fucking dynamite. It will never be replicated. He can't even replicate it.
No.
Hello, Parv. Welcome in. Thank you very much again, Parv, for fucking saving us, man, with Gangs of Wasseypur 2. You single-handedly saved the fucking day. We could not get that movie anywhere. We did discuss it on Twitter. We think that there's an actual malevolent force trying to stop people in the United Kingdom watching this fucking movie.
I call him
some reason.
Boris Johnson. John, Parv, we might be asking you another little favour. We might be asking you a little favour in terms of maybe getting a borrowed copy of maybe Vikram, because we can't get that anywhere. Everyone's asking for it. We just can't.
Vikram out yet?
It's not in the UK, John. It's not in any streaming platform. I can't understand the reason for this.
I actually need to search if that's coming
obviously, we've got a couple of films that we have to do before that, but it's coming to the time where we're going to miss the boat on this if we don't react to this. And it's just not our fault. We just can't get it anywhere. It's not on. It's not on Netflix. It's not on Prime Video. It's not on Disney. I think it's one of those.
How to watch Vikram in the UK?
Yeah, I think I've been on this website. That's since July, John. I've been checking this. I think it's not even been updated since July.
Is it not? Disney Hot fucking stuff?
Yeah, it's
Why
a
do we
Hotstar.
not get Disney plus Hotstar?
We get Hotstar, John. We do get it, but we don't get the content.
They just don't seem to realise the opportunity they have in their midst here. Disney, Amazon Prime and Netflix alone realised the potential, the desire to see Indian content, Korean content in countries that aren't actually India and Korea. They realise that they're now reaping the benefits. Some of the best content, most watched content on those two streaming services are from the fucking Far East and obviously India.
John, that's why I'm glad Netflix and Prime are on the ball with this. They understand obviously the opportunity that's presented to them in accessing these films. Not just the recent ones, but obviously the back catalogue of films from the last 10 years that came from India.
Yeah.
You know, north or south. They know the potential, they know the audiences out there, they know the quality of the films as well. John, that's one of the things that we talk about.
Why can't you buy this fucking movie on Apple or something like that?
It's crazy.
Really strange, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
We tried it with Gangs of Wasseypur. We tried to buy the fucking movie. They wouldn't allow me to buy it. Wouldn't allow us to buy it. I was ready to buy the fucking film through PayPal. It all set up. Obviously, the actual VPN stopped us. There we go. We're getting the help you find your perfect match At least it's not Vladimir Putin this
Yeah.
time. That was fucking weird, wasn't
Yeah, what was that all about?
Mad
Well, there's quite a
Vlad.
few, yeah.
it? The Hoormeister.
Wow, they're coming in thick and fast
We're
now.
going to hide this user.
Yeah.
I can't even speak. User. We're going to report.
John, there was
review.
a thing you were doing last night.
Was it?
When
Oh,
we were
yeah.
doing the trailer reactions.
Yeah. Yeah, what year was it?
It just made me laugh every
And
time
it
you
was a
did it.
complete waste of fucking time. No one's watched it.
That's okay.
Nobody's fucking watched
Yeah.
it, man.
But anyway,
Not
doesn't
one
matter.
person.
I don't have much more to say in terms of Indiana Jones anyway.
We've not
John.
even read this fucking article, Steve, incidentally.
It's
Other
really
than
just a reunion. I wasn't really wanting to really dwell
It's
on
very
it too
short,
much,
isn't
but
it?
yeah, it's called
Very
short
short,
round.
man.
That's
Yeah, but I thought he was
Yeah.
a kid at that time.
Yeah. I bet he's not aged. He looks exactly the same.
I mean,
John, this guy
what
was
with
a-
Peg and Harrison at here, like 6 foot now?
I would say probably
Yeah,
5'11",
he's-
6
yeah,
foot.
he's
Yeah,
a small
I
man.
think in his prime he was probably about 6'1".
So he's what we're saying he is then. He's a very short man, isn't he?
He's probably that's almost like a foot shorter.
Yeah, he's like 5
Maybe
foot
about
5.
5'2" or something
You
like
think
that.
so? He's small. Well, that's really short.
Yeah, 5'3"
hell.
maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. You're the
I'm the height
You're the
obsessive,
height.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
the master at it, John. I don't know.
I want to say he's about 5'5".
In terms of the
5'4".
actor, though,
He's a small
he is a good actor. He's very funny. And you're talking about his directing as well. John.
Yay! Everywhere. What's it called? Dave D.M. Anderson, one of our writers.
Yeah.
Brilliant writer on the blog. Actually wrote a review about this. I've yet to watch the movie. I've heard nothing but great things about this movie, though. It's a multiverse movie. It's come out of nowhere. This guy's fucking basically gave us this incredible fucking movie. Everyone's been
Well, I
raving
know
about
that Michelle Yeoh
everywhere.
is
Fucking
in it.
something. Anywhere, everywhere, all at once, or something like that.
That's
Everywhere, anywhere.
Yep.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah.
He's directed it, so he's clearly been a very talented actor as a kid. He's grown up, starred in other things. He's actually about to star in something else, isn't he? What is it he's about to star in, Stephen?
Who's this?
The actual guy we're talking about.
Ki Hung Kwang.
He's about to star in something. We spoke about it. TV show.
It's Loki season 2, yeah.
Loki season 2 he's going to be in.
Sorry about that.
So he's having a bit of a reunion,
John,
this
I
guy.
actually get a LinkedIn notification there from something that's accepted an invite. I don't remember
There you
sending
go.
an invite.
I'm never on LinkedIn.
So I don't even know what that's about. It threw me off there.
I can't even say this name. Harshif Kumar Singh. I've just said it. Hello there. I have a movie suggestion. Watch Dangle movie. It's great we have watched Dangle.
It is great.
We love
Yeah.
Dangle. That was the second movie I believe we watched from India. I think we may have watched KGF, then we watched Dangle, then we watched Padmavat.
Yeah, yeah.
Amir Khan's
And then
just brilliant, man.
Bahubali, yeah.
No, and obviously the girl who plays his daughter, the actress, she's quite she's a really good actor.
Mm.
The older daughter who obviously
Who went on to
yeah. do stuff. I think the
the
actual younger
Commonwealth
daughter.
Games in Glasgow.
Yes, in
Yes,
Glasgow.
2014, yeah.
Glasgow. Two daughters won. But obviously the most
different
successful
age
one.
ranges, John. But
She
you're
was
absolutely
great
right.
as well.
It was an absolute amazing
It
film.
is a great movie, you're right.
Something about it, very character driven, well written, a great score, and an interesting story as well.
Dangle, Dangle.
But Amir Khan,
Amir Khan played
it was
the
our
part, yeah.
introduction to the man as well.
Getting great shape for the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Lot of accusations getting flung his way about potential steroid use. Look, the guy's in his 40s, 50s. I think he's in his 50s. I do believe he took some testosterone. He maybe even took a little bit of Tren or something like that. That doesn't besmirch or do down the guy's hard work. You've still got to work your absolute bollocks off to get into that shape. And to have that drive at that age when you're probably just want to fucking sit with your feet up, you've got kids and stuff like that and just enjoy the rest of your life realistically. Your days of pumping iron are probably over. For him to have that drive and want to get himself into that kind of shape was phenomenal, and he looked about 20 years younger for it. And again, Steve, we've seen this time and again in multiple Indian movies. We've seen it with Prabhas and Bahubali. He plays the father figure, he plays the son figure. Mahender, I can't remember the father's name, but I remember the son's name. Two different physiques.
Yeah,
One's more bicep
that
heavy,
was
the other one's more shoulder.
Unbelievable, yeah.
The dedication these
Did
guys
they have to
put
take
in,
a break in between the filming?
I think they
to-
did, yeah.
yeah.
I think he shot one physique
Yeah.
first and then hardcore trained
Yeah,
another
bit
part
like
of his
Tom
body.
Hanks in Castaway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He had to take, I
Yeah.
think it was 18 months
And
production break, yeah.
you don't see that very often over here, but it's something that
I think
seems
it
to be
cost a
more
lot of money,
prevalent.
John, over here.
Yeah.
And I think it was Castaway is the one that stands out because I don't think any other production company would allow it. But
No.
they had to do it for obviously the reasons of his physical
Yeah, he had
presence on that
to lose
island.
weight. Yeah, he was podgy at the
Yeah,
start,
yeah. So
and he wasn't at the end. But we've seen that with Dan Gill. That was impressive as hell from him here. He did look younger.
Yeah, it's in our, if you go to our playlist, our reviews playlist, I think it's maybe 2020 we reviewed that. The
Really
end of
enjoyed
2020,
it. It was a brilliant movie. Really good. This time is not favourable for live stream to the Asian audience because of the time zone. It's 3 AM here now. Listen, it's late here as well. It's 10 to 11 PM. It's not late for me, but it's certainly late for Stephen.
If John and I didn't work during the day, we'd be doing more live streams.
Absolutely,
but we need you guys to get more subscribers in. If we can get more subscribers, then we can make this our jobs.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we work during the day, or we are aware, obviously, of the time difference, and we are aware that
could you
it's
imagine,
not
Stephen,
a good time.
the amount of fucking work we could get done if this was actually like a full-time job?
Yeah.
If I had like 6, 7, 8 hours to pump in to actually editing videos as a job, the content would be getting out.
The potential's there, John. You know,
crazy,
and I
man.
think
ridiculous.
I you know me. I constantly watch tutorial videos on best presentation for YouTube. Believe it or not, although I'm shit, I do my best. But I think it's one of those things. It's a passion for John and I. So it's just enjoyable to do it. It's a laugh when people say we're only here for the money and all that.
Don't fucking make any money.
If you knew what we made,
if you knew the amount of money that's been put out in fucking
that's it.
Making this channel what it is just now compared to what we've earned.
Yeah, and anything that is monetised, it's very little, and anything that is made goes back into the equipment for obviously the show, like lighting, microphones, cables, whatever it may be. It's just what we do.
We don't make money off of this, and it's not really about money. As Stephen says, it's passion. We enjoy talking about film, no matter which country or region in the world it's from. And I just laugh off those comments. I seen them one the other day, fucking talking about some nonsense. Why are you watching movies from India?
Yeah.
It's like, what? Because I want to watch. I watch movies from Korea, from Italy, from Denmark, from fucking Germany, from India. I watch movies.
God, I'm not doing that.
From anywhere.
I'm not doing that, man. I will offend a whole country if I try and do that.
No, we don't. No.
I can't do it, and I know that a lot of people try and impersonate it. And
if I do a Geordie accent, I'll probably sound like I'm from the Caribbean or something.
I can do accents, but I can't. For some reason, an Indian accent is very hard to do. I end up, as you say, John, sounding like a Geordie, which is someone from Newcastle in England.
No,
can't do it. Just can't do it.
Not doing that shit.
Can do an American accent. Can do an English accent.
Well, I mean,
but that's about it.
I can't do any accents. The only one I can do is I can't really do Irish either.
John, I've got a outtake of you doing a very good Northern Irish accent.
Oh, the Northern Irish, yeah. Northern Ireland from Belfast. You really have to put a right growl on your voice if you're speaking as though you're from Belfast in Northern Ireland.
Movies from North Korea.
North Korea? No, I didn't even know they did.
Are they allowed to?
Didn't realise they did movies from North Korea.
I don't know. Is it you were starting to sound like Jimmy Cricket there, John. Pav says, I talked to my dealer. Arrangements will be done. I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Vikram is on.
Vikram? Hey. I'm looking for it. I do want to see it. Vijay Sethupathi is one of my favourite actors, and we've not seen a Kamal Hassan movie, so obviously it's Lokesh, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So you speak about moving pieces that we know is going to make a movie decent.
It's part of that.
The Kaifi,
the world,
Karfi,
isn't it? Yeah,
whatever the fuck it's called.
Is it? What was it called? Is it the Lokiverse or something?
The Lokiverse,
I can't remember. I'm probably having, but I know that they're linked in some fashion. And we've seen that film anyway, so...
Pav, I'm intrigued while you're in, before we go. You did ask. I didn't reply. I thought Stephen would reply.
I did reply eventually, John, because I thought you were going to... It was one of those ones I thought, John... I thought it was going to be you. No, I thought it was going to be you.
I just went off and started fucking editing. I can't remember what I was doing.
It was 1 AM in the morning. I've got 2 kids. I was zonked.
I think I was editing videos. Yeah. I just went off and edited trails that didn't get watched. That's what we do here.
I think it was the night before,
It was the night before, was it? I don't know what I was fucking doing then. Losing the plot.
I think you were probably watching Lord of the Rings.
No, I wasn't. No. I was playing Dead by Daylight. That's what I was doing. I fucking love Dead by Daylight. I lose my life to that game, and I lose my wallet to it as well.
Yeah, it was to do with obviously Brahmastra.
Have you seen Brahmastra, Pav? We know that Bad French Fry from the community had seen it. He doesn't recommend it.
Yeah, well, Pav's actually replied to us, John, in Twitter. Some messages. We will get back to you on that, Pav.
Yeah.
We'll reply to it because I did see the notifications coming up.
I'm not entirely sure why we're not getting that one coming up, but we have got it now. I know you guys have reacted to Anne Hedun trailer, but have you seen the movie? I want to see that movie. I love the look of that movie. The blind guy, sort of mysterious element to it. By all accounts, a brilliant movie. So I do want to watch Ante Dunn.
Yeah.
And the guy gave me Charlie Cox vibes from Daredevil.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. It was a brilliant trailer, so I do want to watch that. That's another one.
Yeah.
One I also want to watch was Charlie 777 or 777 Charlie, the Labrador movie.
Yeah.
Because by all accounts, another very good movie. And you'll see me crying on
we need to do it
the
then,
camera.
because John's been accused of being emotionless.
Yeah, I fucking love dogs. I've got a big Labrador behind me. You would see me crying.
We watched
So I need to
Squid
watch
Game.
that.
I can't remember. It was episode 6. Can't remember what episode it was.
Yangbo.
And John thought I was actually acting, because I think he did see me getting upset.
No, I was convinced you were acting.
And I wasn't. I was very much taken in by the characters and their downfalls.
Steve, I loved that.
Yeah.
For another reason, it was Cho Sang-woo. And I loved that character. That was me. That's how I would react if I was put into a kill or be killed game. I would quickly cotton on to the fact, realise that there's only going to be one person or two people max getting out of this, and I'm going to be fucking one of them. So if I have to lie, cheat and steal to get there, then
that's
I will.
the nature of the game. We got that from the kick-off, but not everyone's the same, and everyone's different. And I just thought it was a well-written show. I thought the fact that that he went to the police and they were saying, so you went in voluntarily. What's the problem here?
Yeah.
Nobody forced you into it, and that kind of thing. It was just a well-written show. I think they just covered all corners. It was a thought through process in terms of the writing, and from the start and the middle and the end. Maybe the end a little bit thingy with the cliffhanger, which I didn't really like. I would have been happy if they just ended it, and he went and met his daughter. But it's never going to be like that.
Sang-woo stabbing himself was tragic.
Yeah, when web series and films are making money, they're not going to cut off the cash cow, are they?
No, they're not. We're getting another one, and I don't know how it's going to work. It's inspired from a Shakespeare play, I think. Is that Anne Haddon?
Yeah, I think so, John.
I can't imagine what Shakespeare play that would be inspired by, but I'm not a huge Shakespeare guy. I've obviously heard of Macbeth, the Scottish play.
Yeah.
Romeo
and Juliet. Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet, everyone's seen.
Yep.
And obviously Hamlet.
Yeah.
I can't think of many more after that. The movie made me sad. Yeah, listen, man, dog movies are always a killer because they're just great. They're so selfless. The ultimate and unconditional love. Brilliant animals. Better than humans in every fucking way. They don't live long enough. And when they tap into that relationship, I always used to laugh when he says a man's best friend's a dog. Until I got one.
Yeah, until you get one, John.
And then I realised they're telling the truth because he is my best friend, even though I fucking he
drives you up the wall, yeah.
Do love him tremendously. So it taps into that. I'm watching Thunderheart just now. Matthew, I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I have not got a fucking clue what that is. I sincerely hope it's not another Irish Republican movie you're putting in the chat. Even though I like to read lines from again A Sniper's Promise or whatever it is, I don't know. But yeah, yes, it's live, mate. It is live. Yeah, it is live.
Yeah, it's 4 minutes to 11.
It's 4 minutes to 11. So
we better get
going, yeah, because we're going to have to start recording Gangs of Wasseyper
Part 2. Yeah,
we're going to do an hour of it tonight,
so we can get it out. Yep. So we're live. Yeah, we're live and interactive.
Yep. So quotes, yeah, another channel who was on today.
Yeah, but just going back to Harrison Ford, John.
Yes.
I can't wait to see Indiana Jones 5. It's one of those things I've grew up with, and as long as they round it off in a nice way. I don't want to see the character die. Don't do that.
No.
Give him a happy ending. I think he deserves it after everything he's been through.
Yeah. Let him sit with his feet. I mean, he nearly got fucking killed with a nuclear bomb, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was probably the best thing from that movie. Yeah, he has to have a happy ending.
The only thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was impressive. Oh no, Val Kilmer. Thunderheart. Are you aware of this movie, Stephen?
Nope, never heard it.
Oh, Matthew, what are you doing, mate? I'll search it up. Thunderheart.
1992.
92, when I was a 3-year-old.
Yeah, there you go.
And I was just turned 3 as well. Sam Shepard.
Yeah. Graham Greene's in there as well. Yeah.
Metacritic not so good, but I have to say Rotten Tomatoes doing pretty fucking well. It's not a movie I've heard of, but it's a western.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. A western, but the FBI's in it. What? I don't know. Listen, I'm sure I'll get a review from you, Matthew, next time I'm in your actual presence when we go to see certain football club. I don't have to hide it, do I? We're fucking wonder tops. When I go to the next Celtic match, I'm sure I'll get a running commentary of a movie, and you can fill me in, Matt Lerat, and then I can tap your head once again, because you were at it again the last time I was in your company after the Real Madrid game. You were trying to convince yourself you were taller than me, and I had to explain to you, you're not. Sit down, bitch. But anyway, let's go round it up, man. I hope there is a happy ending for Harrison Ford and Han Solo. It's been a brilliant journey, that fourth movie aside. For me, the first three, I actually think the one before the Connery one's the best.
Temple of Doom?
Not Temple of Doom, no, the Last Crusade.
That's the one with Connery.
Connery, what's the one I'm thinking about then? What's the other one?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, that's the fucking best one. That's the best one. Then
the one with the Nazi melting.
The Nazi. Yeah. What was the one with Pat Roach?
He was in three of them. He played different characters, yeah.
Oh yeah, but the one when they get killed with the helicopter.
Oh, that might have been Raiders of the Lost. No, I think it was Temple of Doom actually.
Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
I love them all.
Yeah,
I love them all. I can't separate them clearly. So yeah, I really hope that it ends in a happy note, man. And I think it will. I think it will. The passion's there. He clearly cares about this character. He's fucking crying about it on the stage. So I think it's promising getting into this movie being released. I'm going to end with this. Harshith Kumar Singh. What a fucking name it is. It's difficult to say though. Comment. I wanted to clear things about Wasseypur. One, I remember you guys get annoyed by the way Manoj Bajpayee was flirting with the second wife. In rural areas at those times it was the way it was shown. No, I didn't get annoyed by it, man. I think me actually says at the time, look, his wife gave him the all clear to go out. She told him.
I think as well.
You're a horny devil going out and do it.
In contrast as well, we were used to seeing him in The Family Guy as a really good guy.
Yeah.
Not a perfect guy by any means. Certainly not a perfect family man either. But
he's a gangster.
A total. He's a geezer. You know. Yeah. I think it just it took us by surprise how rotten he was.
It wasn't even him, Stephen. Yeah. It was the other guys that were rubbing us up the wrong way with their comments.
The one with the hairdos.
The one with the hairdos. Yeah. She's this. She's that. She's going to get this done to her. It's like, shut the fuck up.
The bureaucrats.
Shut up, bitches. But Manoj is great, man. And to be fair, by the end of that movie, I was starting to. Really,
that was tragic.
Yeah, I mean,
we've seen the first 9 minutes.
We've seen the first 9 minutes, so we know he's dead.
Yeah,
we're not going to fuck about. We do know that he's passed away, which is a fucking surprise.
We'll not be able to fake react that first 9 minutes.
No, we
we'll
won't.
Actually state we've seen the first 9 minutes, just not the dialogue.
Yeah, but about 4 minutes of it is credits, so we've only seen about 5 minutes of the movie. We've seen up until the two brothers see the corpse or the dead body of obviously Sardar, and he fucking shoots the copper or the guy or something like that. Anyway, man, that's going to round it up. What's your thoughts on Indiana Jones 5 on Harrison Ford? My dog's just farted. This is what I'm talking about. Man's best friend until he farts, and then you get absolutely destroyed by methane. And there is no worse smelling methane in the world than that from a dog's anus. So,
when than that?
I'll just sniff my oud again, aftershave. That makes it better. Wood smells better than shite. Who'd have funked it? But look, man, that's going round it up. You can go in there. You ain't to say at all about the movie, about Harrison Ford, about any of the discussions we've had about Thunderheart. Have you seen Val Kilmer in Thunderheart? Scotty's Midge, aka Matthew, has seen it, is watching it just now. Comment down below about anything you feel compelled to share. The comment section is the place to put it. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon on YouTube to get reactions straight to your eyeballs. Notifications straight to your eyeballs. Not just reactions you do on here. For the very moment that content drops on this channel, regardless of what you do the same thing over on Twitch as well. Forgetting about Twitch, we are live over there. Follow button, notifications button over there for the same content over there if that catches your drift. Regardless of what you do though, thank you very much for watching us, and until the next time, me and Steve are done. Bye bye. Thank you very much, Devesh. We appreciate it. We are fucking wishing the best of luck for the channel as well. Thank you Harshif as well. Thank you to Parf and to Scottish Midge. And I'll even thank the dodgy fucking sex bot that came in, because it didn't say Vladimir Putin. A little bald headed fuck. Bye Parf. Bye bye.